Peace. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. That is not cool. So today I want to talk about something that might be a little bit sensitive for some of the viewers. And it's not going to be a long video, but it's just something that I wanted to communicate with you guys. I know it's something that we all struggle and have dealt with, but it's having the feeling of suicide. What is that? What is the meaning of it? Why do we feel this way? And I wanted to touch on this because a lot of people struggle with these feelings, not knowing that some of it is normal. And I say that because when we feel suicidal, it doesn't necessarily mean that we want to take our lives. Unfortunately, some people aren't able to figure things out, and they might be struggling with different things, and things don't always work out the best in that situation. But it's really like us shedding skin. It's really us subconsciously wanting to get rid of a lot of the bullshit. For instance, if you've been struggling with addiction, if you've been struggling with trying to stay focused and be positive and be productive, sometimes that's like a lower part of yourself, and you're struggling to get past that and just be your higher self and be able to complete these things that you want to change or complete, right? So sometimes we'll start to get depressed and we'll start to feel suicidal, and it's not that you want to take your own life, it's the fact that you want to shed that part of you. So I don't want people to automatically think that it's something that is just abnormal. When we act out on it physically, yes, that is a problem. Like I said, unfortunately, there are people that have acted out on that feeling, not having support, not understanding. Everything is understanding. A lot of things in life feel hard, but they only feel hard because we don't understand it. If we understood it and we had a little bit of knowledge of whatever it is that we were going through or struggling with, it wouldn't seem so hard. So unfortunately, like I said, some people have these feelings, these thoughts. First of all, it's like we're ashamed to talk about it. That's what any type of mental health or any type of anything is like. We're embarrassed to talk about it. So we end up keeping this stuff internal and we act out on it. And if we were able to have a safe place to talk about it, to kind of make sense out of it, I think a lot of people wouldn't go that route physically, right? So like I said, a lot of times it's just us wanting to shed things that we don't like about ourselves, things that are going on in our life that we don't want to be associated with. And subconsciously, it's like, yes, it's deaf to that part, not to your physical form. It's just wanting to get away from that. So I just want people to kind of understand that it's not, that abnormal or like something is wrong with you to have these thoughts, to feel down and depressed. Yes, it's normal. It's not where you're going to, be focused and happy every single day. So we need to understand that being on this spiritual journey, just being in this physical body, is going to come with feeling down, depressed, discouraged. All these things are normal. Everything has a learning experience. Everything has a different box that we need to open up and figure out what it is we need to be working on. We can't take the good without the bad. And sometimes we tend to want to be very greedy and have gluttony with everything. Okay. So again, we need to reevaluate what it is we're feeling depressed about. I've been dealing with a lot of anxiety and depression since I was a child. I didn't necessarily know what it was until I got older, and I realized, I won't say older, your age has nothing to do with anything. It's not being older, it's just having knowledge of self, knowledge of what's going on. So as I got the knowledge and the information, I realized, okay, this is not necessarily just anxiety, it's me being an empath. It's part of who I am. I'm able to pick up energy. So if you're picking up all this energy, yeah, it's going to make you nervous. You might be picking up bad energy, nervous energy, just all these different things that you're absorbing. And as a child, it would trigger anxiety and depression and everything. So as I became more aware and just have a knowledge of self, everything started to make sense of what this was. Okay, like I tell people, it doesn't make the situation easier, but it definitely makes it to where you can understand and navigate through it a lot different. So it does make it easier. It definitely doesn't make it go away, but it will make it a little bit easier to understand certain things. So when you are feeling down and depressed, even if you're feeling suicidal, take a minute, even if you're writing down what's going on. Once you come out of that, even if you don't come out of it fully, you're going to come out of it a little bit to where you're going to be more aware and not so much emotional and distorted. You can kind of look back at what you wrote and figure out, okay, what's going on? Why am I feeling this way? And kind of, you know, things that make sense. At the moment, it doesn't make sense, but it's always good to write down this stuff so you can go back to it and just figure out what was going on at that time. We don't all wake up meditating and praying and drinking our tea and listening to meditation music. You know, people can show you that on YouTube or on TV or whatever, but that's not the case. There's times you're going to wake up, not want to get out the bed, not want to shower, get dressed. And even people that have success, to them, it might not be success. That's why I tell people, do not look at other people and envy or be upset and want their life and want what they have. Now, people can encourage you, people can motivate you, but never just like be obsessed with what someone else has, because you don't know what demons are coming with that person. It might be a demon that will destroy you, and they're just on a different frequency where they can handle it different. So like I said, you know, it's okay to look up to people, to watch people. You know, some people say, oh, I need to be in a group when I'm working out. I need to watch something on TV. I need to, you know, with me, I get up in the morning, and yes, you know, it is fine and it is okay to follow and watch and get information. But your own intuition, your body will tell you what you need to do, where you need to stretch. If you get up in the morning and say, I'm going to stretch, you'll just start doing things because your body knows where it needs to stretch and what you need to be doing consciously, subconsciously. You know, everything is already in us anyway. We're just not confident enough to listen. We're not confident enough to respect. We're not confident enough to consider the information that we already have. We feel better when we get it from someone else. You know, I understand it because it's the illusion, but at the same time, it's very sad. You know, you have a lot of people that are claiming to heal, but instead of them teaching you the real, which is, I can't heal you, but I can give you some tools. I can tell you different things. They're going to make it seem like they can heal you so they can profit off of you, which is definitely, you know, not right. So all these things play into how we feel when we're having anxiety, depression, feeling suicidal. And like I said, unfortunately, there is people that they don't have anyone to talk to. You know, I want to do something with my time and my space and my life where I can create a place or create something online. I'm still trying to figure out what it is, but figure out something where people can come and talk about these things and not be judged and criticized. Me, I can't help everyone, but if I create a space where we're kind of all on the same frequency, then there can be other people that are there to maybe help. Sorry, this ad is about to play. You know, it might be other people that are there that can give information or say, well, this is how I feel because I was there last week. This is how I was feeling. This is how I got through it. So I'm still trying to figure out what I can create, whether it's something on Discord or WhatsApp or Facebook, where we can really talk about when we're not feeling good. You know, we want to focus on positive. We want to do good things and all this. This is great. But at the end of the day, we have to focus on our lower self. We have to focus on our pain. We have to focus on our trauma, because if we don't dig that stuff out and really cleanse it, then it's going to always disrupt us. It's always going to haunt us. It's always going to distract us. So I want to focus on digging out a lot of stuff that holds us back, and so we can fill that space with more positive and motivation and things that we really want to do. So I don't want to make this too much of a long video, but I just want people to know that it's absolutely okay to feel down and depressed. Even having suicidal thoughts doesn't necessarily mean that you need to be locked up in a hospital, that you're going to do something to yourself. Okay, now what I will say is that if you ever get to the point, obviously, where you feel like you're going to do something to yourself, definitely reach out to a professional. You can call 911 or go to your nearest hospital. You know, I just don't want people to just have that stigma that as soon as you feel depressed or anxiety or suicidal, that it's like something is just wrong with me. Again, spiritually, now we're talking about on a spiritual level, it's you wanting to detach from your lower self and things that you're not happy with. That's on a spiritual level. You know, on a different type of time and frequency, like I said, it might be where you need to reach out to a loved one, family member, a hospital, call 911, okay? Because unfortunately, you know, there's been people that will act out on feeling this way. So I just want to bring a little enlightenment and just have you kind of evaluate yourself a little different when you are feeling these type of feelings. So you guys make sure you like, share, and subscribe. It's absolutely free to show love to the channel, you guys. I try to bring content on my spiritual journey and just the things that I learned. The universe is always giving me downloads, and I know it's just not for me, so I try to share it with you guys. So make sure you're meditating, make sure you're hydrating, and most importantly, make sure that you love yourself.